Welcome to Greatness, where we help you elevate your story. Today, we're peeling back the layers of a crucial skill that shapes our lives daily, yet remains elusive to many: the art of influence, how to influence people. Over the next quarter of an hour, we'll explore the science, the art, and the practical applications of influence, equipping you with the tools to wield this power responsibly and effectively. Now, are you ready to delve into the art of influence? First, we need to understand what influence truly is. Influence, in its simplest form, is the capacity to have an effect on someone's character, development, or behavior. It's an art form that, when mastered, can lead to significant changes in the world around us. Consider the impact of influence in leadership. Great leaders, from business moguls to renowned politicians, have harnessed the power of influence to inspire teams, shape organizations, and even alter the course of history. Martin Luther King Jr., for instance, used his influence not just to lead a movement, but to change the societal norms and laws of his time. His ability to influence others' beliefs and actions was instrumental in the civil rights movement's success. Influence also plays a crucial role in our personal relationships. Ever noticed how your close friends or family members can sometimes change your mind or sway your opinion? That's influence at work. It's not about manipulation, but rather about understanding and empathizing with others to share perspectives and ideas. Furthermore, influence is an essential component of personal growth. Consider the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, or the mentors you look up to. These sources influence your thoughts, decisions, and actions, shaping who you are and who you aspire to be. For instance, a book on mindfulness might influence you to incorporate meditation into your daily routine. This, in turn, could lead to a more balanced and focused life. Or a mentor might influence you to take a risk and start your own business, pushing you toward a path of entrepreneurship you never previously considered. Influence isn't confined to famous personalities or monumental events. It's present in our everyday interactions and decisions. From the brands we choose to buy to the people we decide to spend our time with, influence is a constant, guiding force. It's a silent conversation, a subtle dance between individuals and society. Clearly, influence is a powerful tool, but how can we cultivate it? It's not something you're born with, but rather a skill that can be learned, honed, and refined. And in the coming scenes, we'll delve deeper into the science and art of building influence. Stay tuned. Influence isn't magic, it's science. Let's delve into the psychology that underpins the art of influence. Like any science, it's based on principles that have been tested and proven over time. One of these principles is reciprocity. This is a social norm where, if someone does something for you, you naturally feel an urge to do something for them in return. It's like when a friend invites you to their party, and you feel obliged to invite them to yours. This principle is often used in influence strategies. For example, businesses might give out free samples, making potential customers feel inclined to return the favor by making a purchase. Next up, we have the principle of commitment and consistency. Once we make a choice or take a stand, we work hard to behave consistently with that commitment. For instance, if you publicly commit to a goal, you're more likely to follow through because you don't want to seem inconsistent. Then there's the principle of social proof. We're social creatures, and we tend to do things that we see others doing. It's why testimonials and reviews are so powerful. When you see that many others have enjoyed a product or service, you're more likely to try it yourself. The principle of liking is another key to influence. Simply put, we're more likely to be influenced by people we like. This can be because they're similar to us, because they complement us, or just because they're kind and cooperative. Lastly, we have the principle of authority. We're more likely to be influenced by people who are, or appear to be, experts. This is why brands use celebrity endorsements or experts in their advertising. So, you see, influence is more than just a knack or a talent. It's a science, rooted in well-established psychological principles. By understanding these principles, you can better understand why people make the decisions they do, and more importantly, you can use these principles to become more influential yourself. With these principles in mind, we can start to build our influence. Influence starts with you. Let's take a moment to absorb that. It's a powerful statement because it places the responsibility of influence squarely on your shoulders. It's not about what others can do for you, but what you can do for others. Now let's break down some practical steps to help you build your personal influence. First off, let's talk about communication. It's the cornerstone of any relationship, professional or personal. But it's not enough to just talk. It's about how you talk. Are you clear and concise? Do you listen as much as you speak? One of the most effective ways to improve your communication skills is by practicing active listening. This means fully focusing on the speaker, avoiding interruptions, and responding thoughtfully. Take the story of Sarah, for example. She was a project manager at a tech company. She felt her ideas were often overlooked. So she decided to improve her communication skills. She started by actively listening during meetings. She would take notes, ask relevant questions, and provide thoughtful feedback. Soon, her colleagues began to notice and respect her input. Her influence grew, not because she spoke more, but because she listened. Next, let's discuss empathy. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Empathy goes hand in hand with influence. It allows you to connect with people on a deeper level, understand their needs and motivations, and tailor your approach accordingly. Consider the case of James, a high school principal. He was struggling to get through to a group of unruly students. Instead of enforcing stricter rules, he decided to try a different approach. He spent time with the students, listened to their concerns, and showed genuine empathy. Over time, the students began to respect James, and their behavior improved. James had used empathy to build his influence. Lastly, let's focus on trust. Trust is the bedrock of influence. Without it, your words will fall on deaf ears. To build trust, you need to be honest, reliable, and consistent. You need to follow through on your promises and stand by your words. Another example is Lisa, a manager at a retail store. She promised her team that she would fight for better working conditions. And she did. She met with upper management, presented a compelling case, and won her team better hours and pay. Lisa's team trusted her because she did what she said she would do. Her influence grew as a result of her reliability and consistency. So, there you have it. 3 practical steps to building your personal influence. Improve your communication skills, demonstrate empathy, and build trust. Remember, influence isn't about manipulation. It's about creating genuine connections. Influence can make or break a leader. Think about it. Leaders who wield their influence effectively can inspire their teams, drive innovation, and make decisions that steer their organizations towards success. But how does one apply influence in a leadership role? Let's start with motivation. An influential leader doesn't just bark orders, they inspire their team to give their best. They understand their team's strengths, their passions, and what drives them. They use this knowledge to create a vision that resonates with their team, fostering a sense of shared purpose that motivates everyone to work towards the common goal. Consider the example of the innovative tech leader who painted a picture of a world where technology makes life easier, more efficient, and more enjoyable. This leader didn't just talk about profit margins and market shares. They spoke about making a difference in people's lives. And in doing so, they inspired their team to create groundbreaking products that revolutionized the industry. Influence also plays a crucial role in decision-making. Influential leaders don't make decisions in isolation. They seek input from their team, listen to diverse perspectives, and encourage healthy debate. They understand that the best decisions are made when everyone's voice is heard. Think back to the forward-thinking CEO who navigated her company through a challenging market downturn. She didn't just dictate a strategy from her corner office. She engaged her team in a dialogue, valued their insights, and together they devised a plan that not only weathered the storm, but set the company on a path to greater success. Finally, influential leaders use their sway to inspire change. They challenge the status quo, encourage innovation, and are not afraid to take risks. They create a culture where new ideas are welcomed, and failure is seen as a stepping stone to success. Take the example of the social entrepreneur who rallied his team to tackle pressing environmental challenges. He didn't just talk about change, he embodied it. His passion and commitment to the cause inspired his team to develop innovative solutions that made a significant impact on the environment. In all these instances, one thing is clear: influence isn't about power or control, it's about inspiring others, fostering collaboration, and driving change. It's about leading by example, showing empathy, and building trust. And remember, influence isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. What works for one leader may not work for another. It's about understanding your unique leadership style, your team, and your organization, and using this knowledge to wield your influence effectively. Influence can make or break a leader. As a leader, your influence can have a significant impact. Use it wisely. Influence isn't always easy. Now that's a statement that rings true for many of us. It's a complex art, and like any art form, it comes with its own set of challenges. But don't fret. Challenges are a part of growth, and overcoming them is what propels us forward. One of the most common hurdles in the pursuit of influence is resistance to change. People are creatures of habit, and new ideas can often be met with skepticism or outright rejection. So, how do we navigate this? The answer is simple yet powerful: patience. Patience allows us to slowly introduce new ideas, giving people the time they need to adjust and accept change. It's about planting seeds and allowing them to take root organically. Another challenge that you might encounter is mistrust. Trust is the foundation of influence, and without it, your efforts may fall flat. In a world where misinformation is rampant, gaining trust is no easy feat, but it's not impossible. The key to building trust is authenticity. Be genuine in your intentions, transparent in your actions, and consistent in your words. Show that you are there to support, not to control. Furthermore, remember that influence is not a one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one person may not work for another. This is where understanding your audience comes into play. Know their needs, their concerns, their aspirations. Tailor your approach to resonate with them on a deeper level. Lastly, don't be disheartened by setbacks. They're part of the journey. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become a better influencer. So, embrace them, learn from them, and rise above them. Influence may not be easy, but it's far from impossible. It's a journey filled with challenges, but also rich with rewards. It's about connecting, understanding, and inspiring others, and when done right, it can be a powerful tool for change. With persistence and authenticity, you can overcome these challenges and build your influence. It's not just about having the power to influence, but about using that power responsibly and positively. So go ahead, take on those challenges, and let your influence shine. Today we've explored the art of influence. We've journeyed through the rich landscape of understanding what influence truly means, delved into the fascinating science behind it, and examined its role in shaping our personal and professional lives. We began by defining influence as the capacity to affect the behavior, character, or development of others. It's not merely about power or authority, but about building connections, fostering trust, and making a positive impact. We also explored the science of influence, unraveling the psychological principles that drive our decisions and actions. From the principle of reciprocity to the power of social proof, we discovered that understanding these underlying mechanisms can help us become more effective influencers. Then, we discussed how to build personal influence. We learned that authenticity, empathy, and effective communication are the cornerstones of personal influence. It's about being genuine, understanding others' perspectives, and conveying our ideas in a way that resonates with them. Next, we turned our attention to the role of influence in leadership. We emphasized that influential leaders inspire others not by dictating, but by empowering. They create an environment where every team member feels valued and motivated to contribute their best. Finally, we addressed the challenges of influence. We recognize that influence isn't always easy to wield, and it can be misused. However, By staying true to our values and respecting others' autonomy, we can navigate these challenges and use our influence for good. Now, I'd like to invite you to reflect on your own experiences with influence. How have you used influence in your life? What challenges have you faced? And how did you overcome them? What strategies have you found most effective in building your personal influence? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Your insights could be the spark that ignites someone else's journey to becoming a more influential leader. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the art of influence. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, like, and share it with others who might benefit. Remember, your influence has the power to change the world. Use it wisely.